Yeah, kid. Welcome back to another episode of the Handsome Homebuyer Podcast. My name is Charles, AKA the Handsome Homebuyer, AKA Captain Permit, AKA... Yeah, but you got to say it with Latin flavor, man. Okay. It's El Judío Maravilloso, which to you people out there who do not speak Spanish, that means the marvelous Jew. And speaking of marvelous, you know who's marvelous? Yo, Mike, who's marvelous? Captain Permit. That's right, Captain Permit. This podcast is brought to you by the man, the myth, the expediting architect legend, Captain Permit. 516-513-8838. If you need plans, you need permits, if you need anything real estate related from Queens to Montauk, tip to tip, we got you. New construction, interior alterations, legalizations, basements, bathrooms, decks, dormers, commercial property. You name it, we do it. And we got the highest energy, most handsome, jacked, pleasant group in the business. Hit us up, 516-513-8838, or follow us on Captain_Permit on IG and all the platforms. Guaranteed to get a good education in regards to permits, which is everybody's problem these days. Obviously, I'm the Handsome Homebuyer. If you have a house that smells like cat pee, is dated from the 1960s, has 6 inches of mold on the wall, human waste floating past the basement steps, land, commercial property. If God created and can't be moved, I'm quick, I'm easy, I'm a good time. I want to buy it. Borough, all 5 boroughs, and Long Island. Last shameless plug, Lotus Quotes, LOTUSQUOTES. It is the #1 free realtor tool on the market. If you are a Long Island real estate agent and you are not going to this website and entering the address of every listing the moment you list it, you are crazy. You go to this website, you put the listing information in there, you get a free CO search from Captain Permit, which tells you what COs you have, what are missing, and what are open. This way, 2 weeks before the closing, you don't get that call after you've busted your ass for 6 months with some crazy buyer, crazy seller, and the attorney calls you up and says, yo, there's no permit for the deck. It's pandemonium. Your buyers are flipping out. Your sellers are flipping out. They have to close on this to buy their house in South Carolina. It's total madness. But if you went to Lotus Quotes and put that address in for free, you'd have all this information, and we would have worked it out months before. You'll also get an insurance quote from Allstate, as well as a free tax grievance analysis from our good people at Heller and Clausen. I am fucking fired up today, man. The market is on fire. I've been running around like an absolute savage. We are blowing houses out. It is good to be in suburbia for the first time in 10 years. Everyone's coming out from the boroughs. Everything's going over ass. I can't buy them and renovate them fast enough. And because of this, we're going to stick with that theme. And we have one of, I would dare say, if not the biggest powerhouse marketing genius in the real estate community, right? This gentleman, you might know him on Instagram and TikTok as the broke agent. I have coined him the Seinfeld of real estate. He does absolutely hysterical content that is what realtors go through on a day-to-day basis, but the way he does it made me fall off my girlfriend's couch earlier today. You got to check him out. He's absolutely hilarious. Got a ton of great products out there, giving agents a ton of free information and a ton of value. Because let's face it, if you want to be in business, you want to be a realtor today, and you want to get out there and get listings and get buyers and work with sellers and be competitive in a time where people are becoming realtors in droves because they think it's sexy and it's a lot of opportunity, you have to be marketing. How do you market today? Social media. He's going to tell us about it and everything that he's offering. He's also the creator of the Broke News Network. He's also an author. He has a new branding product that he has out now, Coffee and Contracts. He's got great hair. He's freaking Jewish, right? As if it wasn't, as if he didn't have everything. He's Jewish. My man, Eric Simon from LA, the broke agent.
Holy shit.
Bro.
That was the most insane introduction I've ever witnessed in my entire life from start to finish. Not just the intro about me, but just like the entire, like, Captain Permit.
Bro, it's just, and believe it or not,
Is that scripted?
No.
Like, you have all that? That's all off the dome?
So I have ADHD to the max, right?
Okay.
I've been wound up since birth. My 2nd grade teacher used to open up the side door of the elementary school and tell me to run around the building. When I burned it off, I'd come back in. Never done a drug, never been drunk, don't drink anything. This is like sheer genetics, bro.
Wow. That's impressive, man. That was quite the intro. I was laughing my ass off during the entire thing, pretty much.
So, bro, we got a ton of stuff to talk about. I admire the hell out of you. I've been following you for probably like the last 2 months or so. You've, as we've discussed before, you have transcended. So not only are you a prolific force in the real estate world amongst real estate agents, but I have like random ass people that don't know anything about real estate being like, oh, you follow that guy, the broke agent? He's fucking hilarious. He puts out all kinds of great content. So I know you're on the West Coast, just so that people, understand a little bit about the history. Where did you come from? How did you get into real estate? What was your upbringing like? Give us the background.
I'm from Arizona, Tucson. Moved out to LA when I went to college at USC. Then after I graduated, I started working at the Laugh Factory Comedy Club, and that's kind of where I got like my marketing chops from. I didn't do stand-up or anything like that, but that kind of taught me to write all the funny thoughts I had down and then like post them to social media, basically. Did that for about a year and a half, and then I was basically making Vines. Do you remember Vine? It was like before TikTok.
Yes.
Like 6-second video app. So I was just like making Vines and was unemployed for a couple months, and then some girl I knew offered me like a temporary receptionist job at a brokerage in Beverly Hills. I had no interest in getting in real estate. Had no interest in real estate whatsoever. My dad was in real estate, but other than that, just really didn't care for it too much. And then became a receptionist for 2 or 3 months, and then got hired as a assistant. Then I became a buyer's agent. And then that's kind of when I started the broke agent and just started like tweeting out the inner monologue of an agent. And then now I'm here talking to you.
What did your father do within real estate?
He's a developer in Tucson.
Okay. And you didn't want to be in the development business. You weren't interested in that at all?
No, not at all. I like sports. That's what I'm passionate about is sports, I guess, and comedy. I can't even really say I'm passionate about real estate up to this point, at least real estate sales. I'm passionate about making content about it, but I've never really cared for it that much.
See, the awesome thing about real estate, and I say this all the time, is it could be whatever you want. It can be as big as you want, as little as you want, and there's so many avenues that you can go. So essentially what you did is you took your love of comedy and entertainment, because again, just watching any number of your videos, you could do stand-up. You could do stand-up, you could be in film. Like, you are a charismatic dude who's good in front of the camera, and you play to what people like. You're very good at it naturally. Thank you.
Yeah. It started because I was just sitting at open houses, and I was basically like an unpaid assistant. I was a buyer's agent for 8 months. And I was cold calling, door knocking, sat open houses every Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday, and just had absolutely zero success doing that. And then that's when I kind of needed like a comedic outlet, because I was just failing miserably at everything. So I went home with my friend Wes Pinkston at the time, and we started the Broke Agent. Just downloaded all the handles on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and just started tweeting out just like the struggles of a real estate agent as opposed to the successes, because all I saw on social media was just motivational quotes, just listed, just sold, in escrow, just everybody looked like they were killing it. And I was like, dude, no one's killing it. At least the people I knew weren't killing it. Like 90% of agents weren't killing it. So I wanted to appeal to them, and that's how it started.
No, it's interesting. I don't think people realize how difficult it is to be an agent. And I have this thing where I call it broker beef, where I feel like, at least in New York, brokers aren't giving the agents really what they need to be successful. In my area, I looked at the stats recently, 2.5% of all the agents make 80 grand or more on Long Island.
Right.
So you have 28,000 agents, almost 30,000 agents on Long Island, and 2.5% of those agents are doing all the business.
Right. Yeah,
so,
it's like 90% of agents quit after like the first 5 years or something like that. I think I jumbled that statistic, but yeah, most people aren't doing any business. Most people sell like 4 or 5 homes a year.
How long did it take you of just like, just straight torturous grinding until you started to get traction? And then obviously, you do everything. You sell houses, you list houses, but the majority of your focus now is really helping agents build their brand through the different platforms that you have. Did you at the beginning realize, like, did you get traction and start selling property, or did you say, you know what, I'm going to be better served helping agents do what they want to do?
The goal has always been to stop selling property, believe it or not. I started the Broke Agent so I would not have to be a real estate agent anymore. unfortunately, I have to keep being a real estate agent to keep posting the content. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. But what was the question?
Oh,
Completely forgot the question.
Was there was that at a certain point where you started getting traction and you started selling, you're doing well selling real estate, and then you just did more what you're doing now? Or was it as you were starting to build, you realized, you know what, I would be better served helping agents, you know, selling real estate is not really what I want to do? Was that an early on thing or down the road?
Yeah, I mean, I always knew I didn't want to sell real estate full time as my job for the next 10 years. I'm still doing it 5 years later when I started the broke agent. So I'm starting to like it a little bit more. But, you know, when you're just starting out and you have no idea how to negotiate a deal or how to fill out a contract, or just like when you have no experience, it's scary. So the broke agent really helped kind of like not unleash, but just like get out those thoughts of someone who's like constantly uncomfortable and has constant anxiety about like dealing with, you know, all the intricate aspects of the deal. But as far as the early success of the broke agent, it did take off relatively quickly because there was nothing else really like that. There's like the lighter side of real estate, which is kind of more like Facebook. It's kind of for more of like an older audience, I would say. And they post good stuff as well. But there wasn't anyone that was kind of like attacking it from like a edgy, the content at the beginning was like very like almost anti-agent in a way, because I just hated all the real estate agents that I met and saw that were killing it. So it did really well at first because it got shared by some bigger accounts. Like Tom Ferry, the real estate coach, shared it. Ryan Serhant shared it a couple times. So I think like the viral nature of tagging people on Instagram and the fact that there wasn't much competition at the beginning 5 years ago is why it took off pretty quickly. So once it started taking off, I knew that this was going to be something that I'd be able to monetize and extend across all platforms.
So essentially your passion is helping, educating, and entertaining, and real estate just happens to be the vehicle for that, or the medium for that.
Yeah, I don't even know if education is necessarily like a passion of mine. Making people laugh has always been my favorite thing to do, just like within conversation. And I had a blog before called The Pudgy Caddy, which was just basically about like going out in Los Angeles and sports blogs and stuff like that. So I've always enjoyed writing, and I've always enjoyed making people laugh, either in person on social media. But, you know, real estate's just so prime for that, because you're dealing with so many ridiculous situations with your clients, with inspectors, with sellers. Like you're literally, you know, walking people through someone else's house. So the material you could get from it is endless, which is great for me.
Yeah, you also just seem to be wired that way. Like you have that, you know, comic gene in you. I'm actually surprised, and maybe you did, and I don't know, that you haven't gone the showbiz route, that you haven't used your real estate in stand up and things like that, or created some kind of like a different type of like mini series centered around real estate, similar to like a Seinfeld-esque type of thing.
Yeah, well, that is the long-term goal, is to have a series like a Curb Your Enthusiasm of real estate. And I've written scripts that have gone absolutely nowhere, of course. But, you know, that would be the goal, is to kind of like accumulate all this content and create it into like episodes, whether it's like a short web series or something like that. But if I ever did like real estate stand-up comedy, I would hope that someone would just kill me, actually, because that would be like the cringiest thing in the world.
So I want to talk about the Broke News Network. I spent going through that. So it seems to be an offshoot of the Broke Agent, and it's interesting because it is an informative, you know, news outlet, but you do it in a very cool and funny kind of way. So how did that come about, and what are you doing there exactly?
So the brand is kind of evolving into, I guess, educating people a little bit more, educating agents, or at least like wrapping entertainment with education. So I just thought people could get more value out of the brand if I was actually giving them market updates, or just stuff that's actually happening within the real estate community that could actually help their real estate careers, or help them explain stuff to clients. So I always kind of craved a show or something that could just kind of break down real quick, like the weekly topics of real estate, or break down you know, Zillow's hiring agents, for example, or what's going on in the news, just like all these articles. And this guy, Ben Fisher, who I do it with, has been like reaching out to me about collaborating on content before. And he said he had a studio. So I met up with him and we just started filming episodes, and it's kind of taken off after 10 episodes. So yeah, I'm happy about it.
So marketing is I think we're kind of in a big shift just as far as the world goes. Obviously, social media has been around for, quite some time at this point, but it's still pretty young. And now I feel like you're first starting to see it really, really take on a life of its own. Like if you're not marketing via social media and things like that, you're having a problem. I have older agents. I have a massive network of agents that bring me deals, and the older agents, and by that I mean like myself, 35 and older, are calling me up and like, "Yo, Charles, it's dead. I can't get deals." And I'm like, "Well, what are you doing?" They're like, "Well, I'm doing the same old stuff. I'm marketing in the newspaper. I have my face on the bus stop." And I said, like, we're not there. So as somebody who really understands social media and the way it works and how powerful it could be, I guess my first question to you in regards to that is, what is your advice to the agent that hasn't embraced social media or is just becoming an agent and they need it in order to survive?
Yeah, well, it's free advertising on these platforms, but you have to adapt or you'll die, basically, right? The way people search for their agents is you go on the Zillow, you check out the reviews, or you type in their name to Google, and what pops up, it's your social media, it's your Instagram, it's your Facebook, it's your LinkedIn, it's your Twitter, your property website, stuff like that. So having your face on a park bench or in a newspaper now is not digital, obviously, and you're not going to get the same type of traction. And people want to know who they're working with. And social media is a great way to brand yourself and be authentic and show people like, hey, this is who I am. You don't just have to look at my sales. You can see that maybe we have a couple other stuff in common. And that's why you choose me over somebody else. So yeah, you have to be on social media nowadays, especially if you're in real estate. And it's a great place to be because there's nonstop content. If you have listings or if you're just, going to inspections, you can post something on Instagram stories. You could just post nonstop content of other people's brokers' open houses. Like people want to see real estate content regardless if they're looking for a house or not. Everyone's interested in it. So we're really in the perfect industry for social media.
No, 100%. I mean, what would you say to the agents out there who say either, I'm too old, I don't like the way I look, I don't like my voice, I feel like I have nothing interesting to say, people aren't going to want to listen to me. What do you say to those people?
Well, you just got to do it regardless. I don't really have like a good one-liner for it. I feel like Gary Vee would say something like, "Well, just fucking post it" or something like that. I don't have anything. I wish I had something better than that. But you're going to fall behind if you don't do it at this point. I mean, if you're not on Instagram, Facebook at this point, then you're hurting yourself. You're hurting your business. So just look at it from a monetary perspective. If you're okay with losing out on a lot of business, then don't post anything. But if you hate your voice, then don't do videos or don't do podcasts. Or if you hate your face, then just I don't know, just do Snapchat filters or something like that. I don't like my face right now. It's reversed. I'm telling you, I can't stand looking at myself right now. Yeah, I hope the audience is seeing my face the other way around. My face is like lopsided. I look like I have like a dead ferret. You said I had good hair earlier, and it does not look like that at all. I should be wearing one of those Bryson DeChambeau hats that you have on.
There you go. The what is it? The like Timmy the paperboy hat. I don't know, dude. I've been bald since I'm like 20 years old, so you're not gonna get any hair. You're not gonna get any hair sympathy from me at all.
Okay.
Either shield me from the sun or the cold for like the better part of 20 years.
Is that your go-to hat style, or do you wear like New Era hats every now and then, snapbacks?
No, I've been it changes with the season, but I've been a fedora guy literally for a pork pie. Excuse me, a stingy pork pie. If you want to get real a stingy, because I have a little head, so I can't wear too big a hat. So I wear a little stingy brimmed pork pie hat all the time. Now that it's getting a little cold in New York, but you guys don't have it's beautiful every day in LA. The women are beautiful. I lived there for a short period of time. It's like it's magic. It's magic.
Yeah, LA is great. I like the hat though. It looks good.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I want to talk about, I know that you have a new product, Coffee and Contracts. It's a branding and template platform specifically for realtors that helps them leverage, your experience, what you're doing to kind of like plug and play their own branding, social media, et cetera.
Yeah. So I guess going back to your previous questions, if agents don't know what to post on social media, this is the perfect tool. Or if you're too busy to post on social media. So basically it's a monthly template platform where I come up with like 40, 50 memes, GIFs, caption ideas, Instagram stories, basically anything you can do on social media. And it's exclusive content for them. And all they have to do is plug in their branding, customize it, put their own captions to it if they want, and then post it to Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. And then there's also a bank of buyer guides, seller guides, pretty much anything you could possibly need for social media. There's like an entire like monthly calendar. It's a great tool. And since I've started doing it, I think 400 agents have signed up since like the middle of May, which is awesome.
Nice.
And I'm seeing them all over social media right now. So yeah, it's funny content that gets more engagement than the average post because they're GIFs or memes or, you know, humorous posts, but they're designed more for your clients. They're not just designed to like make other real estate agents laugh. So it's, you know, it's like my content, except it's not as edgy, I guess. And it's for people to share with their clients. So it's not going to be shitting on your clients like my content does. Like my content's always about like your shitty seller or, you know, a buyer that can't make up his mind. This is definitely tailored for your clients, but it's great. People will like it.
I mean, and this is super valuable because for a couple different reasons. A, I feel like when people get into content creation, they don't know where to start, like we were talking about before.
Right.
B, this shit's a lot of work. Like what I want to ask you for me is, bro, how do you, so I worked with a guy, Matt, our visual. He used to work with me basically a half a day a week, and we used to pump out a bunch of content. And now Levi is working with me every day, 5 days a week. Bro, just planning it, just, you know what, just posting the shit becomes a lot. You're really looking at content.
It's all I do. I have like 10 accounts right now. I have like Bad Real Estate Picks, the Broke News Network, the Broke Agent. I have the Facebook, the Twitter, TikTok. It's just, it's finally paying off at this point. But yeah, I mean, to get like the right captions, the right hashtags, you have to have like 5 to 8 story posts a day to like keep the engagement, everything rolling. It is a ton of work. So if you're an agent, you know, full time that's in 5 or 6 escrows or something, you're not going to find the time to post anything. So that's why this platform is great. It's not just funny stuff either. Coffee and Contracts has an entire bank of stuff.
So I'm curious.
I recommend it.
You're obviously, you know, a witty, funny guy, and this kind of stuff comes to you. Everyone has a gift. This is obviously your gift. But how do you consistently come up with just cool, fresh, funny things? Do you have a team of like writers and people that you work with? It's just like all off the cuff. You wake up in the middle of the night, like your girlfriend hates your guts. You're prepared. You're like, you go back to sleep. Like,
oh my God, another escrow joke. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. Oh my God, another Zestimate joke. This will be genius. No, I get a lot of submissions now, which is awesome. So at the beginning, I just had like an entire bank of stuff that I wrote down, like inspection humor, open house humor, agent to agent interactions. Basically anything you do in real estate. But now I get so many submissions from people where they're like either sharing like a text conversation they had or sharing a funny circumstance that they had that I could kind of twist that into a meme or a video or something like that. And then also because I still do real estate, I get content every day. So, you know, any phone call you have, any showing you have, any interaction you have in real estate, there's like some sort of relatability that you could take away from that, you know, other agents are experiencing also. So that's one way to get content. And then also I just literally scroll on Instagram and I see funny memes from other people, steal them, and then add an open house at the end of it. So it's the easiest thing ever. So I'm not the Seinfeld of real estate by any means. It's very easy. Anybody could do it that has a ton of spare time.
To me, you are the Seinfeld of real estate. Don't sell yourself short.
Okay.
I'm curious to know, like, you seem very calm. Like, I'm obviously, you're calm.
Am I?
I mean, at least you might be like, you know, inside might be crazy, but the outside appears calm at the very least to me. How do you balance all of this? Like, how do you balance selling real estate, working by buyers, sellers, creating all this content, posting, just dreaming, being creative? It's a lot. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not doing that many real estate deals. So I do have a decent amount of time to come up with this content, formulate the content, and post it. So, I mean, there really is no magic formula. I have spare time still. That's why I keep adding more stuff to my plate with the Broke News Network, with the Coffee and Contracts thing, with the book, with the more skits. Like, that's why I'm able to add all these platforms. The goal obviously is to get more people to contribute because I can't be the only voice for this thing. So the goal is to expand the Broke Agent to kind of like the Barstool Sports of real estate, basically, where I have other content creators like Dan or yourself, or, anybody that's knowledgeable in a specific market or with a specific tool. Like if they're, good at growing Instagrams or good at growing Facebook pages or good at branding agents, like I want to bring in an entire talent pool of creators that could help real estate agents across the country or world. That's the goal.
Okay.
And just with the goal to be entertaining and funny first, but they also get education and just help with their social media and stuff.
I want to talk about the book, Commission Impossible.
Did you think that was a good idea? No follow up to that?
Well, it just, I keep looking at it on my pad and I'm like, I want to know about this book. I want to try.
Okay.
Once you get to know me,
we'll talk about the book.
I jump around a lot and then I just,
okay. Got it.
Close the loop later.
Okay.
So the book, I'm interested in the book, how it came about, what it's about.
It's called Commission Impossible Rogue Agent. It's a cartoon book, actually. So this guy, Eric Lee, my friend, reached out to me because he was drawing just like funny, sarcastic real estate comics. And then we did like a collab on Instagram, did some like slideshow posts. And then I said, we should actually turn this into a book. And then I guess a year and a half ago, and now 2 years ago, we came out with it like right around the holiday season. It's a hard copy book. It's about like this struggling realtor in LA. I mean, it's based off of me. His name's Ben Ackerman. So he's Jewish. The BA, that's kind of like the BA's name, Ben Ackerman. And yeah, it's like 150 pages of just like cartoons and his experience from getting his license to joining like a boutique brokerage in Los Angeles, dealing with all the douchebags in Los Angeles, and going through his entire first transaction, everything like that. It's a funny book. People should buy it if they want.
I can't.
I'll send you one.
That would be awesome. I would love that.
Yeah.
I can't front. When I lived out in California, LA had douchebags.
Did they?
It was
my entire brokerage. When I first started at Hilton Head, it was all. I mean, I liked all of them, but like the Beverly Hills real estate agent was definitely like a lot, like a major source of my content at the beginning. It's because you got like all these guys that are just they think they're celebrities and like actors basically, and it's just they're selling homes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess every place has their thing. In New York, everybody's like nasty. Taxi drivers try to run you down for sport. LA, has their thing. Everything does.
Exactly.
So the cool thing about social media, and I'm starting to get better at it, but you've obviously mastered it, is you can create whatever life you want to create from wherever you want to create it. And you can use a platform like yours to essentially build a network of some kind, which is what you're really doing.
Mm-hmm.
How has social media propelled you? Did you always know that this was going to turn into it, or are you just doing it because it was fun and then it just kind of took on a life of its own?
No, I always knew once we started it and once it got the traction, I knew that we'd be able to expand. Or I knew that like it could be on multiple platforms. So once I started the Broke Agent, I knew that I was going to do Bad Real Estate Pics, which is also another Instagram account of just like marketing blunders and just like shitty real estate photos, basically. And I knew that. Sorry, 1 second. All right. My dog. I figured that it would be like an entire platform on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and I knew that it could expand. I don't know. I feel like I just said that. What was the question again? Now my ADHD is showing. I literally faked like I saw something over there just to like recoup my thought. My dog isn't even over there. That was a lie.
Like,
a hoax.
Poof. Do you even have a dog?
I don't even have a dog. No, I do. That'd be insane.
You can tell a lot about a person by the kind of dog they have. What kind of dog do you have?
A golden doodle, but it's my girlfriend's dog. So, but I like the dog.
Are you saying
my dog?
Are you saying it's your girlfriend's dog because you feel like a golden doodle isn't like a machista type of thing, and it's got to be your girlfriend's dog? Because those dogs are cool. They're very smart. I like those dogs.
Yeah, no, they're great dogs. They're cute, fluffy. My dog's name is Miles. Her dog's name is Miles. No, I didn't say it to protect myself that it's not a masculine dog. I just said it because it is her dog, and she might be listening.
Ah, okay.
That's why I said it. Yes. But yes, I think your question was, did I know? Yeah, I wanted this to be like an entire network. I wanted it to be across all platforms. I want it to be a website, which it is, a blog, a YouTube channel. I just need more creators because I am all over the place on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Like I need more people creating content. And that's finally starting to happen too. There's a lot of people like Dan O'Neill, your friend, who's creating awesome content. Matt Lionetti's doing like great music videos and skits. So I think there's a lot of creators out there in real estate that are finding that like humor is a great route for marketing because that's what goes viral in marketing and everybody likes comedy.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest issue is with I think with any business, like you could build a business to a certain point where you're kind of doing everything, but you're doing well, making money. But then there comes like you keep bumping your head up against the ceiling where you have to essentially scale, and it's hard to delegate and do that. So what are you, what steps are you taking like from a business standpoint to try and scale and get the writers and keep it all organized? Because it sounds like it's just turning into this crazy machine. And it's got to be a hard thing to manage.
Well, yeah, for the Broke News Network, what we're doing is we're bringing in like field reporters or anchors basically to do their funny skits and videos. And we're bringing them back consistently each week. So Matt Lionetti, the guy I just mentioned in Canada, who's doing funny skits, he's been on like 4 or 5 times. And we're really trying to like incorporate him like in our network more. I've worked with a lot of creators and writers in the past to do like blog posts and stuff like that. But just hasn't really panned out. Like there's got to be people that are passionate about creating consistent content. And most of the people that I reach out to are realtors who are more focused on their real estate business. There's not too many people that are just like super gung ho on, I want to create content for real estate. And I want to do it like under the Broke Agent brand, basically. So hasn't really been a struggle finding those people because like, as we've gotten bigger, there's been a lot of people to reach out. Now it's just about like, who can I bring on consistently as like a consistent contributor or a consistent like video creator, and I've just been so protective of the brand also because it's just been like what's been going on in my brain for 5 years. So like I'm trying to figure out how I could bring these people in, whether it's the video series or it's their contributors on the blog. I don't know. I'm kind of going in circles here, but I mean, you got any ideas? I need to bring people on here. Because if I'm not funny one day or I can't think of something funny to post, I don't know what to like. It stops. Like if I, black out for an entire weekend or, go to Vegas or something like that for 3 days, like it stops.
Yeah.
Right. Or if I'm feeling like shit, or if it's Yom Kippur, or if it's, I could get hit by a truck. Like I need people to keep posting.
Yeah, so. Listen, and that's why I said that to you because I live your life in a different sense. Like for me, if I'm 7 days a week, my girlfriend hates me half the time because I feel like if I'm not taking the phone call off the marketing, if I'm not out in the field checking out production, if I'm not raising money, if I'm not running around, the party stops. Right. So it's like how do we take it to the next level? I mean, I think for somebody like you, I'm sure there has to be, freelance type people. And even if they're not ultra familiar with real estate, they have to be able to kind of just like tap into that and see what's going on and use their own humor to be able to generate relevant content.
Yeah. I mean, there's people that send me stuff nonstop to post, but so like most of it is not funny. And I like when they send me stuff. So this is not me being an asshole and saying, don't send me stuff. I really do like it. I just like, I think I've just been so protective over it. Like I'm really careful with what I post. Like I want everything to be funny. I want everything to do well. So yeah, I don't know if it's people posting on the account more, or I don't know what it is. I need more creative. I need someone that is like a partner with the Broke Agent, or that has the same passion that I do, that's just all day thinking like, how do I create funny real estate content? Let's do a skit. Let's do a TikTok. Let's do a video.
So let me ask you a question. Cause I've watched a decent amount of your stuff. It doesn't really seem like you openly ask for it though. Like, do you think
I never do. Good point. That's genius. Hey, you know what? That is genius.
I'm just like,
that's all I got to do.
I'm thinking this and I'm like, I don't want to sound like a dick because I've really been watching like a bunch of his stuff and I really like it, but I don't remember him ever asking. I don't think the real estate community knows that you want their feedback. I think people see that you have a huge following, and then you get these people sending you stuff because they just, want the spotlight.
They just want to post. Yeah, they just want to repost.
Exactly, because they want their follower count to go up or whatever. But
Right.
I think if people actually knew, or, if you created content marketing to those people or created some kind of a series that created buzz about that, I think you would get some really funny shit. And I think you would get it from people that weren't necessarily just realtors.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's a great idea. All I have to do is post an Instagram story literally in 5 minutes and just say, hey, I'm looking for contributors. Send me funny stuff, or email me at the broke agent,
Exactly. And you DM me the next day and you're like, fuck, man, now I have like 3,000 DMs and it's madness and I got to deal with all this. Or even,
right, exactly.
do you have friends or contacts that are stand-up, that are, performing and doing things like that are in?
I don't really have any like stand-up friends. I have funny friends, but they all have jobs and stuff. I don't think they want to create real estate content for the broke agent. But yeah, I mean, I should just do that. I should just reach out to people on my social media and say, hey, I'm looking for contributors. I mean, this podcast, right? You got people listening. Is this live right now, or it will be?
This, yes, it will be.
Okay. So if you're listening to me right now, reach out to me at The Broke Agent, shoot me a DM, or email me at thebrokeagent@gmail.com, and we will take this thing to the next level. We will be the next Inman News. Get on the ground of something big. The next Barstool Sports of real estate. Right?
The interesting thing about it. No, it's great. I loved it. The interesting thing about the thing that I find interesting about this is that every business is very similar in the sense that I need to create a machine that constantly brings me properties. So
right.
We're cold calling. I'm on TV. I'm doing this kind of stuff. Like I'm doing 40 different things consistently well all the time. And that's my product. Your product is humorous content. So you have to build a machine. You have to do 30 different things consistently well all the time to be constantly bringing that in order to do what you're doing.
Right.
I find that interesting.
It is interesting. Yes.
It
is most definitely interesting. And it is continuing for now.
So I want to close out with, I know we've talked about a lot of stuff that you want to do, but ultimately you're a super young guy, right? 30 years old. I feel like you think you're kind of old. Do you think you're old?
For what I'm doing, maybe, yes. Not for the real estate community. For the real estate community skews what they're like, the average age of realtors like 55. So in this community, I feel young. But the fact that I'm like doing TikToks and doing like real estate influencer stuff and like memes and GIFs and videos and like trying to make funny content online, I do feel like I'm 10 years beyond. I feel like that's more of a Gen Z type of thing, but I could be wrong.
How are your dance moves, out of curiosity? Because Jews, we do a lot of things really well. We do like 90% of things well. What we don't do usually, we usually don't have a lot of rhythm.
Right. No, that's a good question. Yeah, I don't have a lot of rhythm. I have a good robot move where I just kind of I do one of these. You can't really see it on camera, but trust me, it's good. I do a good robot move that I do when I'm drunk. That's pretty much it. Yeah, not a great dancer. I can play the recorder pretty well. And decent golfer. Played tennis and golf in high school.
You're an athlete.
Those are my skills. Yeah,
you're an athlete.
Yeah, I like sports.
So where do you see this going in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? Is the goal to obviously not sell real estate? We know that, to entertain, to educate. But are you looking to, just ride off into the sunset at 40 or 50 and, just travel and play sports and do whatever? Or is this something you're passionate about that you see yourself doing for forever?
I do like creating content, and I do like creating content about real estate. So I do see in the next 4 or 5 years, like I said, with my vision, I don't know, 10 minutes ago possibly, was that I see it becoming like an educational platform for real estate agents mixed with entertainment. So the main focus always to be funny. So whether it's the Barstool or the Broken News Network, so the weekly real estate show, I see, you know, funny real estate courses or like, you know, tips for new agents when they get, because when you become a newly licensed real estate agent, you don't know what the hell you're doing unless you're getting like training from Keller Williams or something like that. So I'd like to create like an entire guide or like video series that kind of like walks through agents in a humorous way of like, hey, this is what you're going to encounter. And this is what, like, you know, like a listing agent says to make it seem like they have more offers when they actually do, or more interest than they actually do. Like there's so many tricks and like, you know, salesy, persuasive things that people do in this business that nobody teaches you. So you just really have to learn all this stuff like while you're going throughout a deal. So yeah, the goal is to have the blog running, a video series, podcasts, just this entire network of creators that know a lot about real estate. They're funny, they're entertaining, maybe host conferences down the road. I don't know. That's kind of a convoluted vision, but I think we can get there.
No, it all makes sense.
Yes. Okay, good.
I mean, I know before you're like, oh, I'm not an educator, but you are educating agents or want to educate agents further, but you want to do it in a way, you want to make learning fun. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, well, I don't want to teach people how to sell real estate because I'm not doing much of that, right? So that would just make me like another real estate coach that hasn't sold anything. I want to like I'm good at social media. I'm good at knowing what the new Instagram algorithm is, what hashtags to use, how to get more engagement, and basically how to be like authentic in yourself, and, you know, build a platform. Basically, that's what I'm good at it. And then I'm also good at like knowing what companies help real estate agents, whether it's, you know, like a CRM like Boomtown or something like that. Like I could help like promote other companies that will help real estate agents get more sales. Basically, like if real estate agents could get more sales from my content, and laugh, then that's literally the best thing ever.